to the Lesson of the Week with yours truly, Sean Thunder Wallace. I'm a performer, composer, and professor of music at The Ohio State University. This weekly program is designed to inspire and inform the serious music student. We're all students here, so join me on the path of discovery as we learn together.
I suspect that more than just playing in A flat major or E major, what actually is giving you a challenge on this particular tune is the key relationships.
Yeah.
Because it's not always about the key that you're playing in. I mean, you get to a certain point in your development, and it's not that you can't play in those keys. It's just when you try to play on chords that seem to be a weird distance apart, that major third relationship, as far as the key center, creates what are the logical connections? That's not a normal. That's not a garden variety key relationship, going on there. And so then it makes it more challenging to play things that are linear and that really spell out the chord changes through the changes. And so a lot of times guys just kind of resort to, they're playing the right notes, they're in the right key, but the stuff doesn't necessarily connect and line up to the next chord.
Yeah.
So, this tune creates some of those kinds of challenges. You're playing on the A section, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I can play this. This is not a big deal. And you get to the bridge, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, and you're expecting, a fastball on the changeup comes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I just totally missed or whiffed down that one.
Yeah.
So it ends up being, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So I want. So that's mainly what I want you to do, and that's great. You picked out a transcription. It's beautiful. But go back to those fundamental, basic things. Even like the thirds and sevenths and the arpeggios. Go back to that stuff. That stuff pays out. Anytime you're on a tune that you're having challenges with, even if you're on a tune that you're not having challenges with, but especially the ones that you're having challenges with, that stuff is a systematic way to work that out. I started thinking of these kinds of approaches to change playing because I always felt like that was like a weak part of my playing. That's why I thought of these exercises. I always felt like, man, and I could get around on changes, and it wasn't that I was playing, that I couldn't play changes. I just always felt a little subconscious about playing changes, and I was going through, playing giant steps, and I had been playing giant steps for years and years, but I always felt like I was relying too much on a natural sense of things, like on my, like I was earing my way a little bit too much to it. Ultimately you want to be playing from your ear, but I was relying on getting lucky. I felt like in having a good feeling, and I was relying too much on that, and so I was like, okay, what are some things that I can do to really work some stuff out? And that's actually where continuous scales came from. That's where that concept came from, is on trying to create less distance between chord changes. And so taking that scale of chord relationship, the chord scales, is taking that to the next level. Say, okay, well, but can you do that stepwise?